Hold on a second. Yeah, there we go.
Hi, this is Steph from Primary Care Online. We've got a webinar today with our partners in Engage Consult to show you guys the flow from patients submitting a request through your practice website with our digital inbuilt triage, and that leaving your practice website and arriving in the Engage Consult platform. So we can see we've got our screen shared now for our test surgery, Regent Street surgery. So we've got a couple of icons on the test on the website to allow patients to request a routine non-urgent appointment, to request an urgent appointment. Also, there's lots of administrative requests there. So when a patient wants to submit an urgent appointment, they can click on this here, and then it'll populate the form that we've built for you, customized to your requirements. These fields can be edited. You don't have to have a static form, but for the purpose of this, we've got a static form here. So the patient would submit this, fill out the fields, submit it, and just click on send. Exactly the same then if the patient were submitting a request for a routine non-urgent appointment. They would fill the form out and submit, and that would land in the Engage client. Exactly the same if the patient was submitting an administrative query, for example, a sick note or whatever that may be, then they can submit an admin query as well. Now, some forms can also be switched off at certain timers. They can have in our portal, we can set this up for you. So you can see here now we've got the non-urgent appointment, request an urgent appointment. If we wanted to only make this available between 8 AM and 9 AM daily, we work with you to work and figure out what your local care pathways is. So instead of the form just switching off at 9 o'clock or 9 AM or 10, 11, whichever your nominated time is, and the form just saying, sorry, we're now closed, phone back tomorrow, we will work with you to find out exactly what is available within your area. And if we click on this now, it says request for urgent appointments now closed, but you can still request routine non-urgent appointments, or request a nurse appointment, or click here for medication, or if it's urgent, then phone the surgery. And it goes on then to say that there's also a common ailment service, or the eye care service, or severe injuries. So you're not just telling patients that you are closed and try again tomorrow. We do default this then to other care pathways which you may have available locally. So we've submitted some test forms to show you. So let's just assume now that the patient has submitted some of these forms. We'll now hand over the screen to Engage Consult for them to show you exactly how the forms would arrive in the Engage Consult platform and what you can do from there on.
Hello, hi, thanks, Steph. My name is Sandeep. I'm part of the training and implementation team here at Engage Consult. And yeah, we'll cover the client side of things in terms of dealing with the questionnaire as it comes in to the Engage client. As Steph mentioned, we have 3 questionnaires coming in already, and we can see they are listed and they are coming as an incoming requests. What we'll do is we'll click on this bottom one here to begin with. And the first thing we'll do is we'll need to verify the patient details linked to your clinical system. The test environment I'm using is System 1. We do offer clinical integration with EMIS PCS, EMIS Web, and Vision. So it's not just System 1. So what it will do is it will search for that patient with the similar details. This one here with an NHS number, for example. Looks like the right patient. Perfect. Next step then is to verify the patient. So we've matched the patient's identity with their name and details. Now we'll need to just vouch for that patient just to confirm it's the right person that we're dealing with. That can be done with a number of different ways. You can telephone them, do a document check their system, check the details on your clinical system. That'd be the easiest option. That's now been verified. So if the patient now sends a questionnaire in the future, could be tomorrow, next week, next month, the patient has been successfully verified, so it doesn't have to be done again. So that saves that time for you. Scrolling down, we can see the information that the patient has typed in, the specific questionnaire the patient has submitted as well, and their responses. A few features we can see here is we have previously messaged this patient. We also have the ability to prioritize specific questionnaires, so you can mark this as an urgent request, same day, or routine. update the status of a request. Say you clicked on this request on accident, so you can mark this as unread and jump back out. If you've sent a message to the patient, you can say you're waiting for the patient. If you've assigned this to a specific individual or group, you can triage that response as well. And we have the ability to contact the patient as well through our two-way messaging feature, which I'll highlight now. So with that, you can go into our messaging tab here. Here's one that we used earlier. We can open up a new message and we can use our organizational templates, and we also have the ability to add personal specific templates as well. So one that we have here for the sick note request was this one here, just a test one. Please find your attached medical certificate, adding an attachment for the patient's clinical record as well. And also we have the choice for users to allow the patient to respond or to not allow the patient to respond to the message as well. In this scenario, we won't allow the patient to respond. Send that message over, and that's now sent into the patient's email, and they'll be able to access that information that's been sent across. We also have notes which can be added on. These are more for internal use. So for example, you could pop in a note here to say action task, and then this could be assigned to a specific group or colleague or individual within the organization. That way you could work within set tasks for individuals and sign them off to that user. Request details here as well. We have the patient information, NHS number, email address, mobile number if we do need to contact them. Attachments we've sent to the patient, so a fit note as well, that's the one that we've sent. And audit logs too, so we can see here, we can have a full audit history of what's happened with that questionnaire as it's come into the practice. Final thing to look at then, of course, is to upload that to the patient's clinical records. Now we have connectivity with our clinical integration, our clinical system, sorry, that's confirmed up here. So it's just a case of clicking action, going down to send to clinical. Here we can put in a title, so put some detail, sent note, two-way messaging. Consultation method, I guess it was two-way messaging. The outcome was sick note was issued, and again, if we're scrolling down a little bit further, we can see the full request information as well. What we can also do is, if we have, in this example, we've messaged this patient twice, we can remove one message because it doesn't need to be included twice, so that's that included there. Or if you've added some notes and you want to keep those internal, just on Engage, you can deselect that option as well. We also have the ability to remove files and photos. So again, don't want to double up that one, so that's fine. And also choose if you want to include the clinical coding on that send to clinical as well. So that's that done. We can send to clinical and return to the request, or we can send to clinical and complete the request. In this scenario, we'll do that. And that's that. That's now completed, uploaded to the patient's clinical record. Patients received their sick note. That's all done. Next one we'll look at should be verified. There we go. So this one here we have now is a request for an urgent appointment. So again, we can still see the same request information down here. Still prioritize the request. We can mark this one as urgent, as it is urgent. Leave that blank. Pop in a status as well, and again we'll contact the patient in this scenario. So again, we'll use one of our templates. Urgent appointment request. Thanks for your request. We've passed this on to a GP. We'll call you back today, tomorrow. No attachment for this one, and we won't allow the patient to respond. Perfect. That's done. Send to clinical. Again. Again, we'll include the message in this scenario as well. Send that to clinical, and that's now complete. The last one that we have here is, again. This one scenario is a non-urgent routine appointment up to 2 weeks in advance. Again, same details that we can see here. So what we'll do is we'll prioritize this same day, and let's say we go back onto the home page as well. We can see the symbols here, and that would be the same if we mark that as routine or urgent. And again, we'll contact the patient for non-urgent appointment request, and that's been done there. No attachment this time. Send that message over. Assess your query, that's fine, and we'll send that over to the patient's clinical record again. We'll leave this section blank this time, and appointment arranged. Perfect. Send to clinical, and that's the request details for those 3 completed. If you do need to jump back into the request for whatever reason, you can always go into the completed section over here. This will show you all your historic requests which have been completed in the past. Another thing on top as well is the ability to, we have our patient clinical record here. When that is uploaded onto the patient's clinical record as structured data, as you can see here, we have the request information, questionnaires, what they were asked, what the response was. And as I say, that also integrates both with EMIS Web, EMIS PCS, and Vision included as well. I'll pass back over to Steph just to finish up the rest of the video. And yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Sandeep. So that's the demonstration of the complete workflow system from a patient submitting a request to it hitting the Engage client and you managing that system and then getting coded back to clinical. So that's a whole triage solution from one place. If you'd like to find out more or get in touch, either on our website or you can email us. But happy to help at any time. Thank you very much.